So today's topic.
Women are still navigating the effects of the male-dominated workplaces a year and a half after the rise of the Me Too movement. Now, that's according to a new study by leanin.org. That's an organization dedicated to helping women achieve their goals. It found, and these numbers are very troubling, 60% of male managers say they are uncomfortable interacting with women at work, and that's up 32% from 2018. Workplace interactions that men are nervous about include mentoring, socializing, and having one-on-one meetings with women. No, I read the numbers and my mouth fell open. I'm thinking, what message does it send?
Well, we're in a bad place. So 60% of male managers in the U.S., 60% are afraid to have a one-on-one meeting with a woman.
My only surprise in all this is it's not 100%.
I'm surprised that they're surprised.
Men, senior men right now, are 9 times more likely to hesitate to travel with a woman and 6 times more likely to hesitate to have a work dinner. And the problem is that even before this, women, and especially women of color, do not get the same amount of mentoring as men, which means we're not getting an equal seat at the table. And, you know, it's not enough to not harass us. You need to not ignore us either.
Even if we take false accusations aside, even the perception, even if I come to you for dinner and everything's fine, someone observing may think there's something inappropriate, that can halt my career. So even the hint of something inappropriate happening is devastating to somebody's career. I think she's being very dishonest, and I just think it's interesting that women demand empathy and they demand understanding when they're not believed for their accusations, but women cannot fathom and cannot be empathetic towards men who fear losing their career and their livelihoods at the hint of impropriety. That just blows my mind, just that you expect empathy, but you cannot understand why men would be afraid. Right? Ladies, you like going to parks, you like seeing kids, you like going coochie coochie. As a man, I can't do that.
No.
Because the way society views me is predatorial. That's a fact. If a strange kid runs up to me, he's like, hi, I'd be like, hey, nigga, you not gonna catch me on some Chris Hansen to catch a predator shit. I'm running. That's scary to me. And I'm not even being facetious. I'm being dead ass serious.
A woman that works at a kindergarten, that's cute. A man that works at a kindergarten, that's weird.
And you know, the way a boss, people view a boss having a dinner with his female co-worker who's below him, they view it as predatorial in that same sense. And it's unfair, but that's the world we live in. And unfortunately, that means there's consequences for you. So we want to find a middle ground. We want to find how to find solutions. But until you understand us, we're never going to find it.
The reason why this troubles me so much is that if men are doing the right thing and they're behaving appropriately, they don't have to worry about any of this. They don't have to worry about being accused.
No, that's not true. It doesn't matter what we do right or wrong. You could be right, but what matters is really the perception of the person.
Forget perception.
But we're not
even going to talk perception. There are crazy fucking people out there. There are people who will accuse you for nothing. There are women out there who will beat themselves and say another man did it to them.
Yeah,
there are women who will go to a mailman and say, you are sexually harassing me because he delivered mail to their door.
Happy.
Here's this, right? All I did was go into the office. This guy walked into the office when I was there, and now here he is parked out here, right? Stop stalking me, right? Don't ever stalk me again.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
About what?
Don't ever stalk me again.
Who's stalking you about
You. Laugh some more. Do it.
You're crazy.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Say to the camera that you're not stalking me.
I am not stalking you. I don't even know who you are.
Is that right?
Whether you did something or not, it's still your fault. See, if you get accused of something and it's not your fault, well, people are going to say, what? You put yourself in a position that you know led to that. You are responsible even though you didn't do nothing and she lied or the person lied. You're still responsible of you putting yourself in that position. Where there's smoke,
there's fire.
Garbage ass fucking saying. I can't stand that saying. I can't stand it.
Or where there's smoke, there's a vape.
What?
Where there's smoke, there's a vape. Listen, where there's smoke, there's a woman telling the truth. And there's fire that the man who fucking friction of the penis, guilty. I'd like for you to treat me like the male co-workers you have. Just because I'm a woman, I do not want to be treated differently. Whoa. What is this posture? Why are your legs open? Change your posture.
This has nothing to
Oh my God, are you trying to look sexy right now?
No, I'm not. No,
Don't
I'm
put
not,
your knees
I'm
over
not.
your... Don't dance. Black people, when they dance, it's sexy. Are you staring at me right now? Do you not know about HR's 5-second rule? If you stare at me for 5 seconds, you know what that means. 1, 2, 3, 5. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein. I can't wait for HR to Thanos you. Let me see your Spotify. I bet you have R. Kelly on it, don't you? Answer me! That's what I thought, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, you fired. Yeah, you fired, nigga. Another thing to consider is that workplaces are a hotbed for relationships and intimacy and flirting. Okay, 1/3 of all relationships start in the workplace, so people are engaging in inappropriate behavior all the time. And for men who want to avoid engaging in that realm, sometimes the most sensible way to do that is to avoid one-on-one contact that can be misinterpreted as flirting or as that. Because we all know what happens in the workplace. Gossip.
It's like it's a prerequisite to be in a workplace. The job description, basically, you're gonna have to gossip a lot. Never mind your own goddamn business. Whenever I ask you to do a job, you need to be on Twitter and you need to be on your phone.
I remember one time I went to the bathroom and I came back, and as I came back, a female coworker came back at the same time, and people was like, "Can't get enough of you,
baby." And you took a piss.
No, like, I took a big ass dookie, nigga. So while they think I was putting it in her, I was actually taking it out
of yourself.
They thought I was sticking it in her brown. I was actually cleaning up my brown. You know what I'm saying? I tell dudes all the time. You know that over 50% of men in the workplace don't know how to compliment a woman? Why? Because the bounds for what a proper compliment shift from person to person. If I feel comfort with this person, I'm more leeway to this compliment. If I find this person attractive, I may find this compliment more acceptable. I may be someone who hates all compliments. So it's very difficult to know.
Hey, you're looking sexy today.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Hi. You look beautiful today.
Hey, listen, we're in the workplace. I'm not complimenting shit.
Fuck the workplace, nigga. In the world, if I don't know you, I ain't saying shit.
If I don't know you, I don't know you. Even if you tell me a compliment. Oh, this is a nice jacket. Thank you.
So other than men not meeting with male colleagues if they're worried about meeting with, because everybody knows about gossip. There's gossip in our industry. Surely men are not crazy to think, gee, if I have a one-on-one lunch or have this mentoring meeting, the gossip gets out of control. Suddenly I'm having to explain something when nothing was done wrong. What other steps then should men do if they have these concerns about what can happen in a workplace where, again, they have no control over when tongues start wagging?
Well, look, I'm with Gayle. You have to be able to have a one-on-one conversation.
See, so she didn't hear what he said. She didn't reply to what he said. She said, here he was saying, this is what I'm afraid of. And she went, well, what about me?
I'm with
what
her.
About me?
I'm with her.
One conversation. And those conversations can happen in rooms with the doors open. In a public restaurant, having a lunch or dinner, I don't really think you can get falsely accused of something.
It doesn't matter what
I'm going to throw this fucking laptop.
It's yours.
Mark Pearson was making his way back home during a busy commute when he passed a complete stranger. In that split second, his life changed forever after she falsely accused him of sexual assault.
Well, on Friday, Mark was found not guilty, and he joins us now alongside Erin Pitsey, who has been his avid campaigner.
I mean, I had the option not to say anything. My solicitor, the duty solicitor, said you could either say no comment or you could be fully cooperative, which is what I did, because any normal person would assume that common sense would prevail. They would look at the CCTV footage which they had, compare that with what the woman was saying, and conclude that it was preposterous. It was just nonsense what she was saying.
Well, she said and claimed that you sexually assaulted her penetratively for 2 or 3 seconds, and this was followed, she insisted, by a violent blow to her left shoulder. And since this has all come to light, and we've all seen the CCTV footage, it is impossible for that to have happened.
It totally contradicts what she's saying.
So it's 4 months after that you were then phoned by your solicitor and he said, you're going to be charged.
Yeah.
And then this is going to go to court.
That was the worst day of my life.
So do you understand that
Even
she was
with-
accused. It was literally impossible that he could have touched her. It's on camera, and he was still charged because in this society, in this believe her society, even if you do no wrong, you can still be seen as guilty. People can say, well, false accusations don't happen often. That's a misreported stat. It's hard to prove a false accusation is actually a false accusation. A false accusation is indicative of someone who's intentionally trying to lie. And to prove that someone is actually trying to lie is very difficult. And so, most of the time, you can't report these. That's why the stats are very misleading on them. And also, I don't think people realize just how traumatic a false accusation can be.
Ooh.
When you are unjustly accused of something, it makes you angry to a point that is almost uncontrollable.
Yeah, but if you didn't do nothing, you're gonna be calm and you're gonna be chill.
No, man. I'm telling you, man, even 8 years after I was accused of something that never happened, I was never in the same room as a person, even after this person admitted to having lied, I remember being angry because I lost, 3-4 months of my life under this cloud of like, yo, maybe this person's evil. That's what people were saying about me. And when it came out that it wasn't true, I was angry after the fact. I was angry that there was no due process. I was angry that I wasn't shown any benefit of the doubt. I was angry at the person for wanting to derail my life for whatever personal reasons that she had. And so that never leaves. And even today, when people bring that kind of stuff up to me, those feelings still well up. Because if you know your character and you know yourself to be a good person, then it's hard to know that that's being questioned for no other reason than someone said otherwise. And it makes it feel like everything is fickle. Like these people who I thought I could count on, turned out I couldn't count on them at all. And that's a hard thing to live with. So I would just tell people to be cautious and to understand that sometimes people have lived through that trauma and don't want to relive it, or people have seen their friends go through it and they're like, fuck, I don't want that to me, so I'm going to avoid this contact. And that's a real fear that exists. So the same way I can understand that women are justly afraid when they walk down the street and it's late at night, I understand that fear when the dude's walking behind you. I'm empathetic to that you guys, even if they didn't do nothing, you're still afraid. That same way, when I'm alone with a woman, I understand how that can be misinterpreted, and now I'm afraid. Even if it's not the most logical solution, it is still a real fear that I have. So I would just tell you, just think about that. Now look, ladies, I'm empathetic to what you guys are going through. I'm empathetic to the fact that, it's unfair that you guys aren't going to be able to advance because you don't have those one-on-one experiences or you don't have that access to that mentorship. But we also have to have an honest relationship about the dynamic between men and women, how it's perceived, how men are perceived when they have higher power and they have a woman beneath them, and how that can be interpreted and how that can negatively impact men. If we don't have that conversation, then men are not going to sacrifice themselves or put themselves in vulnerable positions just to be able to help you out. And it's unfair, but that is the reality, because at the end of the day, most of us are about self-preservation. That is the truth. So we have to find a way to undo a lot of that social conditioning, undo some of those bad habits so that we can help women move forward in the workplace and have as much equal opportunity as possible.